Hi and welcome to VeloGPS. In this quick start guide we're going to show you how to set up the data screens so that you can start getting the most out of your Garmin Edge 1000. So first of all you need to select the settings option and then activity profiles, and we're going to choose our race profile. So next we need to select data screens, and you'll see here that we have 2 data screens which are currently turned on and 3 which are turned off, and then some further options lower down. So first of all we're going to look at screen 1. And this has 7 data fields displayed, but you can start from as few as just 1 data field displaying across the whole area of the screen, or a split screen anywhere up to 10 data fields. Now we tend to find that this gets a little bit cluttered, and our optimum tends to be around about 7, because this gives you 3 larger data fields at the top here for key parameters such as speed and distance, and then 4 smaller fields down the bottom. So once you're happy with the number and style of fields that you've got displayed, you can just select the little tick option down the bottom, and once you've done that you can then set up the data that you have displayed in each of these areas. So we're just going to tick on the top option to open up the data categories that enable us to choose from a wide variety of data to display here. So we've got cadence, calories, courses, we can scroll down, general, elevation, etc. And here we find the speed category, and within it the speed option that we had selected, but you could also choose from average speed, lap speed, last lap, maximum speed, etc. So we're going to set it back to speed, but if you wanted to change a data field, again you could do so down here. We're just going to tap on cadence, and we're going to change that to display temperature. So this is within the general category, and there we have temperature down the bottom there. So once you're happy with the data that you've selected, you just hit the little arrow tick down the bottom here, and that takes us back, and we can move on to set up another screen. So here we have a 2-field screen that we've set up to display some heart rate information, such as a heart rate graph and general heart rate. Now, one thing that you need to be aware of is if you want to display some of the more graphical information, you do need to select one of the larger data fields, such as a split screen or a whole screen, because if you go for something with more fields displayed, you'll just notice how the heart rate graph no longer works properly because it's not got enough room to squeeze itself into that small area. So we're just going to set that back to a split screen so that that displays correctly. So once you're happy with the data screens you've got set up, if you did wish to add to that, turn the screens on and enable them, you literally just check on the slider at the top of the screen. So we're going to turn that back off and make our way back. Okay, having set up the data screens, you can then look at some of the additional screens. So here we have a map screen, which we have enabled at the moment, and 2 data fields that are displayed within that, and we'll show you that in a moment. We also have an elevation screen which we're going to turn on, and this displays a plot of elevation against distance, and you can display 2 data fields which are fully customizable down the bottom here. Okay, and we're also finally going to turn the compass screen on and the virtual partner. So once you've made all of those adjustments, we can navigate our way back to the home menu, and if we select ride, from here you'll see this is the 7 field main screen that we'd set up earlier, and a neat little trick once you've actually started a ride to change any of these parameters without having to go all the way back through the settings options. You just literally put your finger on and hold till it highlights, and then you can release, and it takes you straight into the data categories, and you can choose any of your options from there. So you can amend quite quickly whilst you're actually carrying out a ride. So if we then swipe across, we'll see our heart rate screen that we set up earlier. This is then our mapping screen, and we mentioned that we have 2 data fields displayed down the bottom, and again we can choose to amend those if we wish to. A further swipe takes us onto our compass screen. Okay, so there we have the compass with distance next and distance displayed at the bottom, and again they're fully customizable. A further swipe takes us to the virtual partner screen, and these fixed parameters at the bottom give us a guide to the distance ahead or time ahead which we are in relation to our virtual partner. So this is us racing against either a ride that we've saved from earlier or a virtual partner that we've set up to carry out a ride at a particular pace. So it will show us distance ahead or behind in these figures here. And then a swipe again shows us that elevation plot. So this is showing a course that we've programmed in, quite a hilly incline there, and it will show us our speed, grade, but you can adjust that, and there's a range of elevation parameters that you can select from there, and we've gone for grade. And then we go back to our main menu. So that's very quickly how to set up your data screens on the Garmin Edge 1000.